What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing more work on the CR250. If you want to follow this build, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell. To the 150 of you, I noticed last night that I got 150 or 151. Thank you very much for subscribing and showing your support. So with that said, we're going to get into it today. I'm going to probably start doing my controls and on the handlebars, and then if I have time I'll probably do the exhaust because I got that all cleaned up now. So I got most of the controls here and ready to go. I ordered another clutch perch. I can probably put another one on just for now, but I've got an anodized red one on the way. I've already got the lever for it, but I'm just waiting for the perch to go on it. That'll be the only thing to go on this side because I usually run my kill switches on this side. I just put the kill switch onto the brake reservoir. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the throttle side on now. So I got the throttle cable all routed here, so I went from the Electron up through the hangers, and I keep it on to the right side of the frame where the throttle is. A lot of times you'll see the manufacturer tell you to go this way and then up through here and then up around, but I don't do that because I find when it comes through here, it really is not long enough, and it interferes with the fuel tank. So I find here I can pull some slack and have a little bit of a bow in it, and if you need to tie it down somewhere you can, but over here it's like you don't have enough slack, so you gotta run it up the same side as the throttle's on. So the throttle feels great, returns nice. Electron slide looking great, comes down nice and easy. So I'll just probably tie all this stuff up, and it'll definitely need more tweaking after I have everything put together. So next up, I'm gonna go ahead and put the brake lever on. So I got this stuff all loosely on, looks awesome. Everything works really good. So you got that, you got the brake, but I'm not gonna tighten anything down yet or tie any cables up yet or any wires. Because when I put the Polysport Restyle kit on, it has this bracket across here. So I'm just not sure, I don't remember where they're supposed to, or where it interferes. So I'm gonna definitely wait to put that on. So I was gonna put the front brake line on, but I realized I had to paint the banjo bolts here. So I use this Beauty Tone Rust Coat. It's a flat black. It works really well. You can torque on these bolts and everything, and the paint doesn't flake off. I've had pretty good luck with it. So that works really well. So now I gotta wait for these to dry. I think I'll move on and do the exhaust. So I got the exhaust ready to go here. I shined up the pipe as much as I could. I blew the dents out of the front of the pipe there, so that's looking a little better. And I repacked this silencer. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to put this on today, but I'll definitely be able to put this on right now. So I got the exhaust pipe on now. I'm going to go ahead and install this front brake line here. It's a core brake line. They're performance brake lines and they look really good. So I'm going to go ahead and install that on the bike right now. So I got the brake line in there loose now. It's important to keep these brake lines on the inside of your fork, in between the fork and the wheel. Once you get the fork guard on, it'll have a little spot for the clamp to keep your hose from coming out and hitting your wheel. And you want to keep it on the inside so that you don't catch it on like a branch or someone else's front tire or peg or something like that. So that's about all I can do with that front brake line right now. That's going to be one of the final touches there when I get all the plastics and everything on. So now I can go ahead and go on and I can remove this cover and do the clutch cable. So I have the clutch assembly in here now. This isn't going to stay on here. There's going to be another perch and another lever. I just wanted to get the clutch cable routed and put on it in behind this cover as well. So now I'm going to have to actually take this off and cover this as much of this bike up as I can. I've got to file down all this rough stuff on the bar in order to get this lock-on grip on. Got the grip on now, got it all tightened in. I just went ahead and put the clutch on. That's just gonna, like I said, it's gonna sit here and wait until the new perch arrives so I can put the new lever on. So now that I got the grip on here, I'll turn my attention to putting the airbox into the subframe here. So I'm getting it all together. It's looking pretty good. The only thing is this air dam is kind of looking out of place. So what I think I'll do is I'll probably simply rock guard it so that it'll have a nice dark look to it. Because you're not going to see it too much. It's going to be underneath the seat. So that is the wet look of the rock guard there. So I usually do this just because stuff that can be hidden or whatever, I just rock guard or put flat black paint on because it's pretty tough stuff and you don't have to worry about kind of how it comes out. But this stuff here coats really well. It just doesn't look all that great. Like it looks shiny now, but it's gonna dry to be like more of a, I don't know, like a semi-gloss. So I'm just going to put a couple of bolts lightly in here for now, and then I think I'm just going to put it on the bike, just see how it looks. There we go, I got the subframe on there. It's not quite torqued in yet, but that'll be easy enough to do. When I can get this air dam in there, I'll torque it all in. And I also got the silencer put on there. It's looking pretty good on there. It's not quite torqued in, it's missing a bolt or whatever, but I'll get that after. So it's the next day here, and I've got the air dam in the bike and tightened down to the airbox. So now I'm just gonna tighten down the bolts on the subframe. And I've got the welder out on the bench, and I'm gonna use that a little later. I'll show you guys why. So I got it all tightened down in the subframe here now. I put the torque values up, but I just tightened it by hand because I have these subframes on and off so much. It's just the time it takes to torque them is, I think it's unnecessary. So the next thing I'm going to move into now, and I'm definitely going to torque these to spec, is if you look here, when you line your wheel up, so now maybe it's hard to see on camera, but I line up this piece here with the notches on the tire, the center notches, and it looks pretty straight to me. So I'm going to go ahead and start torquing in these clamp bolts. And when you're tightening in these pinch bolts here, it's a 10 mil. You want to alternate back and forth, because if you just tighten one and then tighten the other and call it good, this one here is going to be loose again. So you have to keep alternating until you reach your torque value that you want on both. So I got these all torqued up now, so everything's looking good here. The wheel's looking nice and straight with the forks. So when you put the fender on, it'll really tell the tale on how straight you got it. So now I'm going to take this welder, and I'm going to put a piece in the vise here. I'll show you in a second, but first I'm going to just move the bike back so no sparks fly. I also move my garbage can full of paper towel. So this is the Kickstarter assembly. The reason why I'm going to weld on this a little bit is because this right here was hitting the frame as the bike was kickstarted. I don't know if it had anything to do with those two dots being out of alignment on the Kickstarter, but as this Kickstarter would come around, it would grind all the way along here. You can still see the grooving and how much it's worn out right there. So I'm going to weld a little tab onto the this piece of the Kickstarter here. I'm going to weld a tab right there and just kind of file it down so that when the Kickstarter is deployed out like this, it doesn't go over like that and then come back. I want it to sit like 90 out from the bike and then go straight back like that. So it's not the best of welds, but I'm a pretty beginner welder, so the goal is just to keep this, or keep the Kickstarter away from the frame while I'm kicking it. So when this is out like that, I just needed to take up a little bit of room in here just to keep that Kickstarter a little more 90 with everything. So I think that'll do. So I'm probably just gonna put it on the bike quickly and just see how it works. So I got it on the bike there now, and it looks a lot better than what it was. It used to be like back here. So now when I kick it over, I don't know if it'll be able to catch this or not. It used to grind. Let's see. Kick this over too hard. It used to grind in there, but so it's not even close anymore. So now I don't have to worry about the Kickstarter taking out my powder coat on the frame. So I think since I got this in front of me and it kind of looks like crap, I think I'll tape this off, tape that side off, tape all this off, and give this a coat of flat black paint. So I'm using this polisher wheel. It's just set up on my drill here. I'm using the mag and aluminum polish from Mother's, and show you the difference it makes. This was already like polished before. It was tarnished, but so using this combined with that, it goes from that to that. So it's a big difference. So now I'm going to polish up this side now. I've got the Kickstarter all torqued in there now. I torqued this in at, the manual says 28 foot-pounds, and that's a 12 millimeter socket. So I went ahead and just kind of painted up the screw a little bit, just to make it look a little better. This came out awesome, nice and brilliant and shiny. So now with all the work I did to it, now you can just crank it over. This thing's got good compression, I can feel it. It's good. And then it should just return just like that. So I think that's going to be the end of this video, guys. As you can see, the bike's behind me. It's looking gorgeous. I'm stoked about how the bike is turning out. So if you guys want to see the rest of this build go together and it's first time watching, make sure you guys subscribe and hit the notifications bell. And for the rest of you guys, thanks a lot for your support. And as always, thanks for watching.